Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right. Hello, hello. Perfect. That looks good. Just tilt this one down just a touch. Oh, too much. Sorry, Facebook. I'm shaking you around a little bit. How do we like that? Okay, I think I like that a little better. So now we're crooked. Bring that up just a touch. There we go. I am so, like, everything has to be precise and I want the cameras even and all that, so I always spend the first, like, few seconds of my live. Usually I do this before I go live, but I thought I liked it, and as soon as I hit the go live button, I decided I didn't, so. Okay, there we go. Alright. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Let's get the iPad ready. Okay. Today is May 6th. So I'll go to May 6th. Okay, 05, 06, 25. Perfect. All right, we're at 11:03, so I think now is as good a time as any to go ahead and get started. So good morning, everybody. My name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom. I wear in 18W typically in Judy Blues, a 2X to a 3X in Judy Blue shorts. And for height reference, I am 6'1", so I'm very tall, so I do talk about how things fit me as a tall person. So without further ado, let us get right into the daily drop for today, starting with this really, really pretty little sheath dress. So this is the one-way ticket dress in emerald. This one's gonna be retailing for $44, and it is available in sizes small through 3X, and that includes both an extra large and a 1X, which I really enjoy when dresses are cut that way, just because I do find that typically the extra large and the 1X will be cut a little bit differently, so it is good to provide that little bit of leeway in options there. If I check the sizes, maybe, excuse me, thank you. My iPad's like really laggy and slow today. So for this one, we do find that it fits true to size, but if you're in between sizes, we would suggest sizing up for more space, especially in this kind of like hip area, because it is kind of a chic dress with the fit. So Christine wears the small or the medium. She did prefer to size up to the medium, again, just to give herself a little bit more room in kind of like the hips and the booty area. Carrie sized up to a large. Melissa opted for the 1X as opposed to the extra large. And then I am in my typical 3X for this one. Because I am someone who's a little bit narrower in the hips compared to my size, I do find that I am really happy with how the 3X fits me. Even if there was a 4X, I probably would not size up because I think then it would be a little bit too like hangy, if that makes sense. So I am wearing my typical 3X for this one, and I am happy with it. This one is a poly spandex blend. I know there were some questions in the live last night about which size I wore because Carrie and Christine did both sized up, but again, I'm in the 3X with this one. I'm totally happy with it, even if there was an option to size up. I don't think I would have to because, again, compared to like body shapes, like I'm a very like straight, I'm kind of, there's not a lot of like, I don't have much of a defined waist, and my like bust waist hip ratio is like basically 1. It's not literally, but like I'm pretty straight. So I do find that the 3X still fits me really nicely. This dress does not have pockets. Most of the dresses I've been trying on lately have, so I keep doing this, being like, where's the pocket? But these ones do not have pockets. And we can see like this is definitely a true like sheath cut dress. It is just straight. There's no kind of nipping in at the waist or anything like that. Lengthwise, it just looks like it's a little bit longer in the front just because of the way it's kind of hanging, like accommodating for my chest. But it is the same length front and back. And then again, if we turn to the back, we can see it is just nice and straight through. We do have this really nice rolled sleeve detail here with this really pretty little button. I like this kind of like antique silver look to the buttons here, and I like, because this dress is more of a cool toned color with this like aquamarine emerald, I like they went with silver as opposed to gold for the sleeve. I think it works more with the color tones of the dress. So again, this is the one-way ticket dress in emerald. This one's retailing for $44, sizes small through 3X, including both an extra large and a 1X. And we do say it's true to size, but if you're between sizes, we suggest sizing up just to give yourself a little bit more room in the hip and booty area. But again, for myself, I'm totally happy with the 3X. I wouldn't size up even if that was an option, because I don't have wider hips. I'm pretty narrow in the hip proportionally to the rest of my body, so I'm very happy with how my typical size fits me. Okay, sweet. We've got quite a few more pieces. I think we've got another dress. We have a couple of tops. We've got a pair of capris. We've got a lot today, so I'm gonna just motor on and keep on moving. Okay, here is the second dress that we have for part of today's launch. This one is from the brand Dear Scarlet. It's because I was just thinking in my head, I keep wanting to call this brand Ill Scarlet, because there's a band, like an emo kind of like rock band from the 2000s called Ill Scarlet. And I was like, no, it's Dear Scarlet. So then I got that cleared in my head, but then I said band instead of brand. So this is the brand Dear Scarlet. There we go. This is the Raquel floral dress, and this is the shade navy. This one's retailing for $54, and it is available in sizes small through 3X, and this one is an extra large as opposed to a 1X for the median size there. This one is a poly spandex blend, and it is a flowy, relaxed fit with a wrinkle-free material, and it is true to size. So Christine is wearing her typical small, Carrie is in her usual medium, Melissa does wear the extra large for this one, and I am in my typical 3X for this one. For this one, I will say that it's actually, if anything, even a little bit generous around the bust for me. We can see I've got quite a bit of extra room in the chest and like arm area here, but I would not size down for myself because just because I mentioned before, I am 6'1", I am very tall. So the length of this as is comfortable, but I think if I were to size down to a 2X, I would be getting into a less comfortable territory in terms of the length for this one. And so because of that, I am going to stick with my true size. But in terms of the body fit, if you are not someone where length is an issue and you are like me, I do have a smaller bust size for someone who wears a 3X. I wear a 44C/46B, which is really hard to find. So a lot of the times I have to go with my like sister size of a 44C. That's what I'm wearing right now for a bra. And because of that, I do find that sometimes this happens with something sleeveless where I don't necessarily need the room on the chest to accommodate for my wider shoulders. So this one I do find a little bit wide in the bust for me, but again, I would not size down to the 2X because for myself personally, I would be getting into a little bit of a more questionable length for myself. That being said, if you wanted to wear shorts with it, you definitely could. Also worth noting, this dress has pockets and they're actually quite deep for a dress. Like these feel like really nice and secure, and they're angled down really nicely so it doesn't feel like stuff's just gonna fall right out. So that is really nice to see in a dress like this, to have such substantial pockets in it. And of course we have this really gorgeous large maxi floral print. And then if I get up close, we call this navy because we usually name it after the like base color for the pattern, and we can that this navy color is the background color for this very bright pop of floral. So once again, this is the Raquel floral dress in navy. This one is true to size with a relaxed flowy fit and a wrinkle-free fabric. $54, sizes small through 3X, and we all wear our typical sizes. I do stick with my 3X. I could potentially size down to a 2X in the bust area, but then I would be sacrificing length. So for myself, I am sticking with my typical 3X for this one. All right, let's move on to the capris and a couple of the tops that we have for today. I love this top. This is so pretty. There we go. Okay. This one, let's go with the top first, and then I'll kind of tuck up the top and we can talk about the capris, which I think people will be very excited for, because I know a lot of my friends who follow the boutique have been asking for capris specifically like what these are. So I'm very excited to talk about them, but let's start with the top. This is the Katie Floral Ruffle Top in fuchsia and yellow. This one's retailing for $39, and it is available in sizes small through 3X, with the medium being or like the mid size. The medium is size medium, but the median size being a 1X as opposed to an extra large. This one is from the brand Haptics, and I think I said this one could be $39. This one is a true to size fit, slightly relaxed, but really just kind of like your typical standard t-shirt top type fit. And we all wear our typical sizes. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and I'm in my usual 3X for this one. We did launch this one in another pattern last week, and this is just a different colorway. Again, this is fuchsia and yellow. Personally, I think it should have been like fuchsia and like citrus, because this is more like mandarin orange color to me. I feel like in person, it looks a little bit kind of like mustard yellowy on camera, but I can swear in person it's more of like a tangerine orange. It's more of like a citrusy orange color with the fuchsia, and I absolutely love, love, love this color pad. I'm having a sober month, so I'll only buy one. I totally get that, Abby. This one is probably, especially compared to the one last week, I prefer this one more. These colors are so pretty. We have the flutter sleeve, which I'm obsessed with. I always talk about how much I love a good flutter sleeve. And then we can see it for this top that, for the most part, it is the same length front and back. It does come up a little bit, but that's just the way that it kind of hangs over my chest. And it is a pretty like standard t-shirt length as well. It's kind of just below my natural hip, so it's not super long, but it's not like a cropped length for that matter either. And then we have, you know, like a typical crew cut in the back for the t-shirt. And again, just such gorgeous spring summer colors. They're so pretty. All right, so once again, this is the Katie Floral Ruffle Top in fuchsia and yellow. $39 for this one, sizes small through 3X, and we're all wearing our typical sizes for this one. $39. I just love a good ruffly sleeve for this one. Okay, let's get to the capris, because I know a lot of people are excited for these ones. These are the Judy Blue Mid-Rise Dark Wash Cuffed Capri. Less of a mouthful than I feel like some other jeans have been lately. These ones are also AKA the Neds, which is also nice and sweet and simple compared to some of the other names that it could have been. So these ones are retailing for $87, and they are available in sizes 0 through 15, and then 14W through 22W. So almost the full Judy size range. We're not getting right up to that 24, but we do have everything up to the 22W. For these ones, everyone is wearing their typical Judy size. So Christine's in her usual 3, Carrie's in her usual 9, Melissa's in her usual 14, and I'm wearing my typical 18W for these ones. So these are like a very classic tried and true style of jean. They are a skinny type fit. They are rolled up. This, I don't believe, it's not a tacked down. So if you wanted to give yourself a little bit more length, you could fold them down if you wanted to. They're still going to be a cropped length even if you roll them down. And I guess I said skinny, but to me that's giving a little bit more of like a straight cut. So if you did want to have some options here, you definitely do. You could iron those out and you could get more of like a cropped ankle style jean. It is still like a full-on capri on me because that's just my lot in life, being as tall as I am. Of course, now trying to roll it up back to where it was is going to be an issue. Oh no, maybe. Actually, I did not too bad with that. But they do come rolled to the length that I have them here. There we go. That looks better. But again, it's not fixed, it's not tacked down, so you could definitely iron out those rolls. For me, I would probably let them out one roll, but keep the first roll, just because these are a little bit shorter on me. But again, I am 6'1", I have a 35-inch inseam, so I have very long legs. But you do have the flexibility that they are still going to be cropped no matter what, but because they're not a fixed, like sewn in, stitched in roll, you can cuff them wherever you want, which is great. They do have quite a fair bit of whiskering and fading on the front of the thighs with this dark wash. And then if I turn around to the back, we can see there is some, not as much on the boot, on like the booty pockets that we usually see, but there's a little bit of the dye fading, and same with the upper thighs. And then no physical distressing on these. Just a very like classic clean wash for these ones. So again, these are the Judy Blue mid-rise dark wash cuffed capris, aka the Ned. $87 for these ones. And they're going to be in sizes 0 through 15 and 14W through 22W. Every one of us is wearing our typical size for these ones, which includes myself in my usual 18 for these ones. Okay, I have one more top, and that's going to be it for the daily drop, so I'm going to put that one on. Also, if it seems like I'm kind of like out of breath, it is very warm up here. I am dying a little bit, so that is why. I'm going to bring my coffee over here. Okay, isn't this pretty? So this is the Carly Floral, there we go, baby doll top in pink. This one's retailing for $49, sizes small through 3X. This one's also the brand Haptics. This one has a medium size of a 1X large. The iPad will listen to me. I don't know what, it's not listen. There we go. I have to like really hold my tap. So when I just tap it, it just, do you ever get that? I'm one of those people where whenever it's like motion sensors for like the hand dryer or like the soap dispenser in like a public bathroom or the sinks, they never pick me up. I must be like half ghost or something, because I'll like, I know my skin's as white as a ghost. I get that a lot, but I'll like wave my hands, and half the time I have to try like 6 different sinks before I find one that actually like works for me. Apparently that's happening with the iPad today too. I touch it and it's just like, you're not there, girl. So anyways, this one is a baby doll style, and we describe it as true to size. Everyone is wearing their typical size. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and I'm in my usual 3X. And this one is 100% polyester for the fabric. This one is definitely like a true baby doll cut to me. It is got this line that's like right under the bust. There is a little bit of elastic, but it's not so much that it's like sucking right up against your waist. There is like the elastic is still sitting a little bit away from my waist, and it's not a super stretchy elastic. Most of the like baby dollness is actually just the way that it's structured into the garment. It's not the elastic sucking it in. So there's not a ton of stretch around here, but it's also not super tight against the waist. So it's not like it's going to be hugging you or anything like that. It's still really nice and loose and flowy. This one for length is a little bit, I wouldn't say it's cropped, but it's definitely on the shorter side of a top length. My natural hips are here, and it's like right at my natural hip. We can see that it's about the same length front and back. It looks maybe a little bit shorter in the front, but I think that's just because of it accommodating for my chest. And then if I turn around, we can see that it has that baby doll cut all the way around. I think this would be super pretty with a pair of little shorts, like especially little like high-waisted shorts, so you get like that sleek silhouette, or even like nicer bike shorts. I think this would be, or Bermudas would look really, really cute with this top. I did want to mention, just because with haptics, I have been having a few issues with the sleeves being a little bit tight in some tops. This top, I think if your arms are about the size of mine, but no bigger, you'll be okay, because this is definitely better than other haptics tops that I've tried. But I could see if you do have bigger upper arms than I do, they might be a little bit tight, but I do find that this one is better than some other haptics tops that I've tried in the last couple of weeks. So I did want to point that out, because that is something I've been noticing specifically with Haptics brand. If you have bigger upper arms like I do, which I know a lot of us plus size ladies that are, you know, size 2X, 3X, that can be something that can be hard for us. And sometimes when sleeves have this kind of construction, I'll show up, because it's not a elastic in there, it is just sewn in, and there's only like whatever inherent stretches in the fabric. There's no elastic or anything added there. So I just want to point that out. For this specific top for myself, this one is comfortable. I would be able to wear this all day. I wouldn't be worried about cutting off circulation or getting a red mark. But I just wanted to note that, because I know there are some folks who wear a 3X who might have slightly larger upper arms than I do. Mine are on the larger side, but just wanted to bring a heads up. But if your arms are about the size of mine or a little bit smaller, you will be just fine in this one. We also have this really pretty little tie at the top here. It is fully functional, is it? Okay, so I was confused for a second. I was like, so there's a tie here. This one is a bow. This one is just for decoration. This one is just looped through. But the one at the top here, this one is fully functional. So you could untie this one if you wanted and wear it more open like that. If you wanted to show off a necklace or something like that, you could have it sit open like this and show it off, or you can leave it how I had it before and you can tie this here. But there is a second bow. No wonder I was so confused for a second, but there is a second tie here. This one is just for decoration. It's just a little loop over here. Oh, I hate motion sensors. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Abby. I love that you said, can you untie the top? Like, I think you commented that at least a minute ago, and I was just blah, 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 blah. And then I did it before even reading your comments. So yes, you can untie the top one, not the bottom one. I am so glad you asked that, Abby. Apparently I was just reading your mind before I actually read your comment. So again, this is the, now when I don't want it to touch stuff, now it's listening to my fingers, classic. So again, this is the Carly Flory Floral Baby Doll top in pink. $49 for this one. It sizes small through 3X. We are all wearing our typical sizes. It is a relaxed kind of baby doll fit. And then I will just note that my arms are good in this one, but if you do have larger upper arms, like larger than mine in a 3X, you might be a little bit uncomfortable in this one because there's not a lot of stretch in the arms. But myself personally, I am good to go in this specific one. Okay, sweet. That is everything that I have for the daily drop today. And I think we have a loungewear evening drop. We do. We have a really cute leopard loungewear set launching tonight. So I'm going to pop that on. Oh, I am getting... We're just going to ignore that for a sec. Sorry, I was getting a call on my personal phone. I have no idea who would be calling me right now. Nobody calls me. Anyways, let's get changed into the lounge set for tonight. So everything that I've tried on so far will be launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Oh, I feel like I'm getting my pajamas on. I could go for a nap right now. There we go. Isn't this adorable? Thank you, Stephanie. I'm just seeing your comment now. I'm so sorry, but thank you. I thought that top was really darling too. Isn't it cute? Okay, so again, everything that I've just tried on already was, or will be launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And now this set is going to be launching tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So this is the Leopard Luxe Hoodie and Jogger set in Leopard, which I would hope, considering it is literally named Leopard Luxe. This set is going to be retailing for $105. So that includes both the hoodie, excuse me, I'm so sorry, both the hoodie and the joggers. They are available in sizes small through 2X for this. So there is no 3X, but we found that the 2X absolutely works for me. They're very like loose, relaxed fit. So this one is described as true to size, but if you are between sizes, you could definitely size down. So Christine wears the small, Carrie is wearing the medium, Melissa wears the extra large, and then of course I am in the 2X currently. I love the fit. I would say if I could go up a size in the pants, I would consider it, just because like they still have lots of room and everything, but I think I would like just a little bit more room and flow in the hips if I had it. But considering they go up to a 2X, I'm still really happy with how the 2X fits, especially from like here down. It's great. And the hoodie fits fantastic even in a 2X. If I tried on the 3X, there's a good chance I would probably still prefer the 2X in the hoodie, because it's still super fun and baggy and oversized even in the 2X on me. So it is definitely very accommodating in terms of fit. This is a poly spandex blend on this one. And it does have drawstrings. There's no kangaroo pocket or anything on the hood. It is just kind of like a hooded sweatshirt, and it has the waist. It's not elastic on the waist, but it does kind of come in a little bit, so it's almost giving like that like bunched, like come together cropped effect just a little bit. And then we do have the elastic waist on the pants. We have some really nice deep pockets on the pants. It's really hard to see with the fabric, but when you see them in person, there's actually like a square seam. You can see where the pocket is. They're almost like cargo pant shaped seams, and there is like a lot of room. Like that is a very hefty pocket, especially for a jogger. So very comfy, very cute. I do think that with a pair of sneakers, you could definitely wear this out as like running errands and stuff like that. It's loungewear, but it's not pajamas, if that makes sense. So with a bit of styling, you could absolutely just wear this out and about. And I think that these pieces would both be easy to style separate from each other as well. That being said, they do sell as the set. So again, this is the Leopard Luxe Hoodie and Jogger set in Leopard. $105, and that is for both pieces. Sizes small through 2X. We all wear our typical sizes, but they are definitely a little bit oversized in the hoodie. So I would say if you are between sizes, you could probably size down. I'm wearing the 2X and I'm having no issues with it whatsoever. Okay, so again, this is launching tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Okay, let's see what we have in store for tomorrow. I don't think there's anything plus. There is not. I don't believe I have any decks either. I do not. Okay, let's check Thursday. I know it's a bit of a lighter week, and then we have some good stuff coming Saturday or Friday, Saturday, but let's check in between. So 6th, 7th, 8th. Okay, so I have some shorts that are going to be launching on the 8th. So I will put those ones on, and I'll steal one of the tops that is going to be going on Friday, I believe, just to kind of pair with it. Did I get the tag? Nope, there it is. Okay, so I will tuck this up so we can see the shorts since these are launching first, so we can talk about these ones. And then move on to the top. So these shorts are the only piece from the Thursday Daily Drop that is launching in Plus. So we'll talk about the, oh, sorry, I think I lied. There was one other top. Oh, this one. Okay, so there is actually another top that is technically launching in plus size, but this top did not work for me. I will grab it just to hold it up. This one is, I think this is Haptics. Yes, as the brand. So this one is, just give me a moment to get it kind of situated better on the hanger so you can actually like see it. I did try it on this morning and I went to Carrie and Christine. It's like, I can take photos in this, but like I would never feel comfortable wearing this as is. Just the way it was fitting just did not work for me. And then I found out that they both sized up in it, so that makes me feel better. So this is the Blossom Bell Floral Baby Doll Top in blue, navy, and coral. This one's retailing for $39. It is the brand Haptics, and it's available in sizes small through 3X, with a 1X large being the kind of median sizing for this one. For this one, yeah, everybody sized up, so that made me feel a lot better about saying like, hey, I don't like how this fits on me. I don't think I'm gonna say this one works for me, because Christine wore the medium, Carrie wears the large, and then Melissa sizing up to the 2X is when I knew, because I know for some stuff, even if Carrie and Christine size up, it doesn't necessarily mean that that has to be the case for myself and Melissa, because sometimes the regular sizes and the plus sizes are cut differently, but in this top that is not the case, because Melissa also sized up to the 2X and the 3X did not work for me. The biggest one with this top is that where the bust sits was a lot, and I'm not someone who has a large bust, and even I found that I would need to size up for the bust, because where this seam, it's really hard to see with the patchwork, but where the seam of where the bust is was literally like almost above my boob, and then my actual boob was down here, but the like bust cut of the shirt was sitting up here. So even if you don't have a larger chest, which I definitely do not, I have, as I mentioned earlier, quite a small chest for someone who wears a 3X, I still found that this one was not working for me because the chest was just sitting way higher up than it should have been. So this top, I would absolutely say size up 1 to 2 sizes, 2 sizes if you do have a large bust. The 3X did not work for me, and we did find that that was consistent through all of the sizes, that everyone else also had to size up at least 1 size, and because there is no size larger than a 3X, this one did not work for me. So this one, again, is launching on Thursday with the Daily Drop, and this one is the Blossom Bell Floral Baby Doll Top. So size up 1 to 2 sizes for this guy. So unfortunately, it did not work for me, but I did still want to mention that just in case it comes up as a question later, because it does technically come in plus size, but the sizing on that one is just a little bit smaller than what we'd expect. Okay, so with that, we can move on to these shorts. These are from Judy Blue, of course. These are the mid-rise trouser shorts, aka the Danes. These ones are retailing for $72. Pardon me, I have to sneeze. Oh, I talked about it, now it went away. It's gonna sneak up on me when I'm totally not expecting it, like 20 minutes from now. You just wait. So these are the Danes. These ones are available in sizes small through 3X, including both an extra large and a 1X, which we love to see from Judy. Oh, yeah, that's good to know, Abby. Yeah, like for you would for sure, because I know you're between a 1X and a 2X right now, you would absolutely need the 3X. And honestly, if the 3X would even work for you, it would be a bit of a risk, but yeah, absolutely, because you're between kind of like a 1X, 2X, because you've been losing weight, you're more like a 1X. I would still suggest if you're going to order it, go for the 3X, because it's, yeah, it was, even with me not having a lot of tatas to worry about, it didn't work for me, so absolutely. Yeah, so these are available in sizes small through 3X with both the extra large and the 1X. And these are another one of those ones that we've seen with Judy Blue shorts lately where Carrie and Christine have to size up in the shorts, but Melissa and I don't. So Christine is in the medium, Carrie is in the large, Melissa wears the 1X, and I'm wearing the 2X. I'm kind of right in between for these shorts. So I did try on both the 2X and the 3X, and I opted to go with the 2X. I do find, I'll try to like untuck the shirt so you can see, there may be a teensy bit snug in the waist. I do have like a tiny bit of stretch, but not much. They are a teensy bit snug, but everywhere else fits so nicely in the 2X. I like where the cut of the pocket sits in the 2X. I do like that this fits a little bit more close to the thighs, whereas in the 3X, the waist was a little bit roomier, but I found that there was just a lot of extra fabric. The pockets weren't quite sitting right, and there was way too much kind of extra gaping and room in the thighs for the 3X. So despite the waist being maybe just like a tiny bit snug, it's not like cutting me off a ton. I know they'll stretch out a bit as they get worn as well. So I would opt for the 2X as being a better fit for myself personally for these ones. So these are described as the trouser short largely because of the way they are cut. They've got these angular pockets that are very much like dress pants style cut, which I think is really fun. They also, just the way that the seams are cut are a little bit more trousery, if that makes sense. And then on the back, we also have more of a trouser style with the very structured and the specific cut shape of the pocket being more of a trouser cut as opposed to like a jean cut. And I do think that the cuff being stitched in and then these little stitches that go above the pocket here just kind of add to that like trouser style with the extra darting and stitching and that kind of thing. So again, these are the Judy Blue mid-rise trouser shorts, aka the Danes, retailing for $72, sizes small through 3X. For the regular sizes, we do suggest sizing up from your regular Judy Blue short size, whereas Melissa and myself stuck with our typical sizes for the plus size. Okay, so that is everything that is plus for Thursday. I don't believe there's a Thursday evening launch. No, there is not. So let me move on to Friday. Okay, so for Friday, oh, I've got a pair of cargo jeans, and then the top will be for Friday evening. So I'm gonna go put those cargo jeans on and be right back. I think I just got those delivered up to me and try them on, so we should be good to go. Is that these ones? Yes, perfect. Okay, there we go. So these are Friday Daily Drop jeans. These are from Judy Blue, of course. These are the high waist cargo wide legs, aka the Danza. These are retailing for $109 and they are available in the full size range of 0 through 15 and then 14W through 24W for these ones. I don't know if I have everyone's because they just brought these up. Oh, I do. Okay, perfect. So I was gonna say, I don't know if I have everyone's size details, but I do. So everyone does wear their true Judy size in these ones. So Christine in the 3, Carrie in the 9, Melissa in the 14, and I'm in my typical 18 for these, and they fit absolutely like a dream. They are super, super comfy. I am a big fan of these. Let me just tie up the top. This is supposed to be wrinkle-free fabric, so theoretically, if I tie it up like this and then put it back down, it shouldn't be all crinkly, so we'll find out if that's true. So here we can see that these are definitely a high waist, but they're like that like mid-high waist. They're not like a high waist, but I really like that. They are a, they're not really describing the wash for these. They just say high waist cargo wide. Like I would say these are like a light medium wash. Almost like a vintage wash, but not quite. So they are lighter, and then they do have that, the whiskering, there we go. And then the fading on the thigh. We have like a standard jean pocket up here, and then we have the cargo pocket on the side, which is a detail that I really like. That is what truly makes it a cargo jean to me. And then if we turn around to the back, we have more of that cargo styling because we do have the back flap pockets with the button to keep them closed. Definitely very cargo style. We can see we have a little bit more of that fading on the back pockets, but no physical distressing on these ones. It is just in the fading. Lengthwise, I'm quite happy with the length. I'm gonna guess these are probably about 30 inches. They're still maybe a tiny bit short for me, but they are definitely on the longer side. That being said, I would think that these jeans would roll really nicely. So if you didn't want to pay to get them hemmed, you could probably cuff these really easily, and like that looks super adorable rolled up like that. So even if you are a little bit on the more petite side, I feel like you could just roll these up and they're going to be friggin' adorable either way, and then you don't have to worry about hemming, which is fantastic. So yeah, these are really cute. I love the little side pocket here. So again, these are the high waist cargo wide legs, aka the Danzas, 0 to 15, and then 14 through 24W for plus sizes, and we're all wearing our typical sizes, which includes myself in the size 18. Okay, moving on to the evening. So we have 3 of these tanks launching. These are the Selena tanks. So we have, I guess one of them is technically different. They're the Selena tanks, and then one of them is the Pretty Little Poison tank. Oh, it's more of a V-neck, that's why. Okay, so I'll grab the tanks. They're all from Dear Scarlett, and they're all the same wrinkle-free fabric, which I think it holds up. I just had this tied up, and I just put it down, and you like can't even tell. So that's pretty awesome. I definitely think that the wrinkle-free rumors hold true in this case. They're no longer just allegedly. Okay, so we have 3 tanks that are going to be launching on Friday evening. Hello, good afternoon. Well, morning still, and almost afternoon. 15 minutes to go. Hello. So the one that I am wearing, this is the Selena Floral Tank in Magenta. This one is going to be retailing for $47, and we have them available in sizes small through 3X, with the medium size being an extra large. These ones are a relaxed, flowy fit, but we still describe them as true to size. I will say, similar to the dress that I had on earlier, which was basically just the dress version of this same top, I do have maybe a little bit of extra room in the armpit and whatnot, but for length, because I like how long and flowy this is on me, I would still stick with the 3X. I could potentially size down to the 2X, especially if I planned on wearing this more tucked in or something like that, because I still have a lot of room and it might fit me a little bit more closely in the bust if that were the case. But for our current intents and purposes, I would say 3X is still my true size. So this one we have, everyone's wearing their typical size. So Christina the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa wears the extra large, and then I'm in my 3X. But I could potentially size down to a 2X just to have a little bit less of the gaping in the armhole here. But it's not like it's egregious. It doesn't feel like it's gonna I'm gonna fall over and like have a wardrobe malfunction because there's so much extra fabric, if that makes sense. I know, Dear Scarlett, like they're so good for like business casual type stuff, and the fabric is amazing. So this is the Selena Floral Tank, and we have it in magenta, and then we also have it in blue, which is this one here, which, I mean, I guess at first I was like, I don't think this is blue, but like I mentioned earlier, we usually try to name it after whatever the like backing color of the pattern is, and I guess, yeah, if you look closely, this one is technically blue, and then it's just got the orange and yellow and pink and purple just gorgeousness going on with all of the patterns of the leaves that kind of look like leaves on like a hibiscus tree or something like that. But yeah, I guess technically blue would be the background pattern, so I guess that would be a very good descriptor. So with the Selena florals, they do have this like V notch collar. So these are the same cut, they're gonna fit the same. We just have 2 different colors. We've got the blue and then the magenta that I'm wearing. And then the third top that we have that is going to be launching on Friday, and when I try on the Saturday pants, I'll put this one on just so that we can see it is a little bit different. But the third one here, this one is still Dear Scarlett, I believe. Yes, it is. This one is the Pretty Little Poison Floral Tank. And this one's in black multi. This one's also available in sizes small through 3X with an extra large, and we are all wearing our true sizes in this one as well. So the biggest difference between this and the other 2 tops is that this one just has a kind of like a rounded V-neck, if that makes sense. Like it's not like a pointy V, but it kind of comes to like the rounded point V-neck rather than having the V-notch collar, but the cut of the body is very similar and it's that same wrinkle-free fabric. So this is the other one that's launching. It's going to be retailing for $42, whereas the other ones are $44. So similar price point, not identical, but these are the 3 tops that are going to be launching on Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So again, I am wearing my 3X in all of them. I could potentially size down to the 2X just because I do have a little bit of extra room in the bust and arms, but it's not so egregious that I would feel the need to, quite honestly. So yeah, we'll say typical 3X for this one. And like I said, this one, because the neckline's a little bit different, when I try on the Saturday pants, I will put it on with this top so we can see how it is different. Which leads me to May 10th, our Saturday launch. We have some work pants launching. I believe they're also Deer Scholar, which I don't know if we've ever had pants from them before. I can't recall any, but I will try on a pair and put on that black tank and we will look at them together. Think I'm gonna put on, there's technically 3 styles and both are available in 2 colors, black and navy, but the straight skinnies, it's the same style, it's just one's a 26-inch inseam and the other is a 28, but other than that they're essentially the same, and then the other ones are flares. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to put on the flare ones. There are photos of me online in the 28-inch, the longer ones. So I will hold those up to show them off, same with the navy. But I do find that my lower back is kind of bugging me a little bit, so I don't want to change pants a bajillion more times if I can avoid it. So I'm going to try on the flares. For how they fit in terms of like the upper, they're identical. So the only difference would be imagining me in like a skinny version as opposed to a... having a brain fart. Skinny version as opposed to a flare version. And then I'll grab the other versions and hold them to the side here so that I can come grab them and talk about them once we go through them. Okay. So here is the Pretty Little Poison top. Same fabric, like I said, as the other tops, but without having the V-neck collar. It has like, or without having the V-notch collar, it is like a rounded V-neck. I think that's the best way to describe this. I do find with this one too that same thing, I still have maybe a little bit of extra room in the like chest arms area, but not enough to bother sizing down because I'm so happy with how everything else lays and fits. I don't feel like it's distracting or uncomfortable or unflattering. So I would say that my 3X is my true size. And then if you are a 3X but have a bigger bust than me, know that you're definitely not gonna have to worry about not having enough room because there will definitely be room. So with that, we're going to put the wrinkle-free fabric back to the test again, and I'm going to tie this up so that I can show off the fit of the pants. So these are the flared ones. So again, the tops are launching Friday at 8 p.m. and then the work pants are going to be launching Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So these are all the Simply Magic work pants from Deer Scarlet. I almost said Il Scarlet again. From Deer Scarlet. So like I mentioned, we have both navy and black, and then we have the kick flare work pants, and then the Magic skinny work pants in 26 and 28. So these are the flares. This is the black that I'm wearing currently. We do find that these are true to size and we all wear our typical sizes. Christina the small, Carrie the medium. Melissa actually did size up to the 2X. I'm going to assume that's room for her hips and her booty because Melissa does have a bigger hip to waist ratio than I do. And then I'm in my typical 3X for these. Maybe I will try on the skinny ones just to compare, because I think that I found, now that I think about it, the skinny ones might have felt maybe just a little bit different, like they had a little bit of a different structure in the top. So I will try them on as well. And I'll try those ones on in the navy. But for the black, these are the flares. So they are available in sizes small through 3X, and that includes both an extra large and a 1X. I do find that I am very happy with how these fit in a 3X. They don't feel quite like a compression type material, but they are definitely thicker than like a McBeal or a Carrie work pant, and I feel like they're going to be a little bit friendlier for tucking things in because the material is just a little bit thicker, and it does feel really nice and stretchy, but it still looks like dress pant fabric. I also am very happy with the length. As we can see, these are almost touching the floor on me, and I am very, very tall. So if you are someone a little bit more petite, these might be something you would want to wear with a bit of a heel or potentially have hemmed. But if you are a tall girly like me, you could wear these with flats and not have to worry about it. I wouldn't pair them with anything much higher than that, but these are a really nice length. And if you see here, they are quite a flare too. Like they're described as a wide leg, but I think they are really truly fitted like a flare because they still are nice and tight to the knee, and then they go out. They're not quite bell bottom material, but they are like levels, which apparently is very trendy with babies. I was at my niece's first birthday this weekend. Her birthday is technically yesterday. I think was technically her first birthday, but her party was on Sunday. And apparently like baby clothes, like all the little girl clothes, just bell bottoms everywhere, and they're adorable. But yeah, I wouldn't call these bell bottoms, but they're definitely to me more of a flare than a wide leg. So again, these are the Magic Cropped Wide Leg Work Pants. They are coming in both black and navy, and these are going to be retailing for $52. Of note, there's no pockets on these, neither front nor back. There's not even like little pretend stitches that look like pockets. They've just said, we're not giving you a pocket. We're not going to get your hopes up by putting that little seam that you're like, pocket, and then it's not real. They just fully committed, which honestly I kind of prefer. If you're going to not give us pockets, just be upfront about it, right? Okay, so again, those were the flares. And then I will try on the 28-inch of the Magic Skinny Work Pants, because the 26s, like I said, they're the same thing, just a little bit shorter. As we know, I'm very tall. The 28s are they are. I tried them on in black. They are a little short for me, but they work. So, I mean, I guess I could, maybe if I went with the 26s, they'd just look like intentional like crops, but that's fine, whatever. Okay, these are the 28s, perfect. Okay, here we go. Oh, the tags on these are very annoying to try and trying them on without like taking the tags off. Because obviously I don't want to take the tags off because they're not mine. Someone else is probably going to purchase these. So here they are. These are the Simple Magic Skinny Work Pants in the 28. So clearly on me, they are definitely like an ankle length. I think actually after seeing them, I probably, if I were to purchase these for myself, I would opt for the 26 and just fully commit to the capri look. But it is nice to give two different options, especially because with work pants, a lot of the times like you're intentionally wearing like a nice shoe. So having it, making sure your pant like appropriately matches the length to match your shoe is helpful for sure. Thank you, Kim. That's so sweet of you. This top is very cute, isn't it? It almost looks like it's got like a 3D effect because of the way that like the green and red, when you step back, it kind of looks like those kind of pictures where if you look at them with 3D glasses, they kind of get like 3D-ish. Super cute. So these ones are retailing for $49, so they are a couple bucks cheaper than the wide legs. I'm also just going to double check if there's a price difference between the 26 and the 28s. So the 26s are $49 and the 28s are $49. So no, there is not, which is glad, because I'm like, well, technically there's like 2 inches of extra fabric, like maybe they'd be more, but no, it is just kind of like the same idea as like when we had that Judy Blue jeans that launched in both like short, regular, and long, all for the same price, which is good. We're not penalizing you for being short or tall. which is nice. But yeah, so these ones are available in sizes small through 3X with both an extra large and a 1X available. And same sizing for these ones. Christine took the small, Carrie's in the medium. Melissa did opt for the 2X in these ones. I think for these ones, if you were going to size up, I would suggest, just because these ones are definitely more of a true skinny fit, they feel a little bit more compressive. I personally, I'm used to that because I wear a lot of leggings and a lot of like compressive things, so I'm not bothered by it. But if you were going to size up, I would say this pair would make sense. In the flares, it feels a little bit more forgiving just because they're not quite as slim fitting in the thighs, so I think there's a little bit more room to forgive there. But I still am happy with my 3X. Melissa did opt for the 2X. Again, I'm not sure. She'll have to comment in her live, but I would assume it's probably just to give her more room in the hips because she definitely has more of like a hip to waist ratio than I do, whereas I'm just stick straight with a little bit of a belly. Yeah, but yeah, so I am happy with my 3X. They are a rayon nylon spandex blend, which I'm really glad that they have that nylon spandex just to give them a little bit more stretch and movement. And then on the side, it's hard to see, I'm trying to like flex in a way that you can, but there is just like a tiny little slit detail on the ankle there. And then these ones, I guess they are slightly different from the top because these ones do give you the pretend pockets in the back. There is no actual pockets, but they have the little seam here that looks like a pocket in the back. In the front, there's no fooler pockets. It's just straight up, it's a pant here. So I'll untuck the top here as well now that we've seen the waist, just so we can kind of get the effect of the whole outfit. I personally, for these ones with the skinnies, I would probably wear these with a top flowing over them like this, whereas with the flares, I would be more likely to tuck something in just because I like the silhouette that they give with the flare out, and then you can kind of go in at the waist and then up again. And give yourself more of an hourglass because I certainly don't have one naturally. So again, these are the Simply Magic Skinny Work Pants Navy. I'm trying on the 28-inch ones. They also come in 26. For myself personally, if I were to purchase these, I would actually probably intentionally buy the 26s and just roll with the capri look because I am so tall. I have like a 34 or 35 inch inseam naturally. They're going to be short on me rather, like no matter what, I'd rather just lean into the capri, but these are the 28s, which are already giving like ankle pant for me anyways. So I just wanted to show what that length, so if you are someone who is taller like me, who wouldn't be buying them with the intent of wearing them like a capri, I wanted to show that length disparity there. All right, so again, these, which are $49, and the flare ones, which are going to be $52, they're going to be launching on Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I'm just going to bring the black one so that we can see the color difference between the navy and the black. All right, that is everything for me. Thank you everyone who joined me and hung out with me today. Had these skinnies last year in a gorgeous green. I don't know if I remember those. I wonder if maybe they didn't come in plus page, unless they did and I'm just totally blanking, or maybe they like went super quick, because these in an emerald green would be absolutely stunning and I would buy them immediately. So I'm guessing I probably missed out, or maybe they didn't come in plus because I do not remember them, but I believe a page if these were in emerald, or like a bright like amethyst purple would also be gorgeous. All right, that is everything for me, folks. Once again, my name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom. I wear an 18W in GD Blues, a 2X to 3X in GD Blue shorts. Other stores numerically, I'm usually about a 20, sometimes a 22, sometimes an 18. It depends on what the garment is. And I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. at Mountain Daylight Time to try on all of the plus size pieces, or pieces that are going to work for folks in plus size bodies. So if that is something that interests you, I will be back again next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time doing the same thing. So you can find me exactly where you found me right now, which is either on Facebook or Instagram, and I will see you there. I hope everyone has a lovely week. I hope that wherever you're watching this from, the weather is beautiful, because it has been beautiful here in Sherwood Park and it looks like it's going to be all week. So enjoy. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Thanks everyone. Bye.